My name is Isaiah in the morning and welcome back to Triumphant. This corner. Are you ready for Sunday Story? Like, subscribe, share a video.
Before we go into story time, here are your lessons. For my 2 to 5-year-olds, here is your activity sheet, and your story title is Joshua and Jericho. For my 1st to 3rd graders, you have the same story title, and this is what your activity sheet looks like. And for my 4th to 6th graders, this is your activity sheet, and you, of course, have the same title. Guys, grab your stories, grab a seat, and let's sit down for story time. Enjoy!
God promised to give Jericho, a city with strong walls, to the Israelites. God told Joshua what the people should do. Joshua told the people about God's plan. The people listened and obeyed. God said the people should walk around Jericho once a day for 6 days. Soldiers went first, 7 priests with trumpets followed, and the priests carried the Ark of the Covenant next. The Ark of the Covenant was a chest with the 10 Commandments. This reminds the Israelites that God was with them. Guards followed the Ark around the city. Joshua said, "Do not speak until I say, shout." The people marched around the city once, then camped outside the wall. For 6 days, they marched around the city like God said. On the 7th day, they marched around the city 7 times. The priests blew the trumpets. Joshua said, "Shout!" The people shouted, and the trumpets blew. The wall fell down. The people captured the city. They gave all the silver, gold, bronze, and iron in the city to the priest for God's work.
The Israelites were finally in the Promised Land, and one of the first cities they saw was Jericho. The people of Jericho had closed their city gates tightly so no one could come in or go out. A thick, heavy wall surrounded Jericho. The wall was guarded. No one entered the city, and no one left. God told Joshua, "I have given Jericho, its king, and its army to you. March around the city with your soldiers. Do that one time each day for 6 days. 7 priests should carry ram's horn trumpets as they walk in front of the Ark of the Covenant." The Ark of the Covenant was a gold-covered box that contained the stone tablets with the 10 Commandments and some other important things. God continued, "On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times while the priests blow their trumpets. Then shout a mighty shout. The wall will fall down, and the people can go into the city." Joshua explained the plan to his people. He did as God commanded and placed 7 priests with 7 trumpets in front of the ark. Some of the soldiers marched in front of the priests, and the others came behind the ark. Joshua said, "Do not say a word until I say, shout." Each day for 6 days, the priests blew their trumpets while the soldiers marched quietly one time around Jericho. Then they all returned to their camp. Early on the 7th day, the priests and the soldiers marched around the city 7 times. After the 7th time, the priests blew their horns, and Joshua ordered, "Shout! The Lord has given you the city." The soldiers gave a great shout when they heard the trumpets, and the wall fell down. The soldiers moved into the city and captured it. just as God had commanded.
Good morning and welcome back from Storytime. I hope you guys are ready as always to do your crafts, and we have something interesting to do today. But first, let's do a more simple craft talking about or showing the walls of Jericho coming down. So all classes spoke about that story today, and we know that God instructed the people of Israel, the children of Israel, to walk around 7 times, and on the seventh day, walk around 7 times and then shout, okay? So in your description box, I'm going to give you a link to this template. It's going to come as one page, and as usual, you're going to color first and then follow the dotted lines and cut everything out. And now, as you see, I colored and I cut. Now we're going to put this is how it's going to start off looking. Let me show you this part. You cut the slit, through. And now you're going to put the walls through the slit. And you see the Levites with their horns. And let me go the other way. This is the 7th day, the 7th time, if I could get this paper straight. And now, as they shouted and as they're blowing the horn, the walls came tumbling down. All right, so just to bring this craft up to, or bring it up to life some more, or bring it to life more, or you know what I mean. On the blank part up here, all you could do is draw some rocks, or I guess, smoke, something like that to symbolize it really came down. But yeah, all you're going to do is, you could easier, just get a popsicle stick, attach it to this, put it through, have a little show about the walls tumbling down. All right. That is it for your first craft. Very, very easy. I know the kids went back to, some of our students went back to school, whether they're in the building or if they're doing remote learning or if they're doing blended, whichever way they are doing it. We know that you would probably have a lot to do, but this is something really quick and easy. Now, this next part is fun. It may take time, but it's worth it. This will require, I forgot to say, this will require scissors, markers, or coloring, and a popsicle stick and tape if you want. Okay, well, I'm excited for this one. This one you're going to need wax paper or something. You can even use aluminum foil if you don't have wax paper. Ready? Graham crackers. I'm excited. Frosting. And get the one that's in the piping bag already, not the one in the jars. Target has them. I've seen them here. Milk chocolate. The milk chocolate ones, not the peanuts, because the size is prime. We are going to be building our walls of Jericho with these ingredients. Are you ready? All right. I've never done this before, guys. There are 2 ways that we can do this. I think I'm going to do it the easiest way just to show. The other way, I'll show you the first way. Now, if you're home, you wash your hands. My hands are washed. And then you do this because you're going to be the ones to eat it. And if you're in public, not in public, but if you're sharing with people, make sure everybody wash their hands or just wear gloves, whichever one. So the first way we're going to do it, we need scissors. This is what's inside this box, right? Yes, thank you, camera woman. She gave me scissors. We're going to cut. There's a seal on top of the piping part, and we're going to cut that off, as you can see, and move that out the way. This will be our glue, and let's make sure the key is to twist the top and force everything down. It's coming out. So this will be our glue, and this is prime because it's easier just to put it where you need to put it. So the first way, actually I'm going to challenge myself. We're going to try the standing up way. All right, we're going to try taking the pieces that are not broken. Normally, I'm nervous. And normally you could crack these in half. I think I'm going to make a perimeter. I'm going to do a small wall, a small perimeter that they can stand in. Some of them are broken, but that's okay. Move up. Move the paper up. Sorry, I'm getting instructions, guys. Okay, I'm just going to break some crackers. We'll put it to the side. Someone's getting hungry, but they cannot eat this as yet. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to make a perimeter first. Doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle or a square, but let's just go with the flow here. I think I'm going to put this, or let my crackers stand up in this. Okay, I don't think I planned on making this big, but it's getting big. Okay, this size is a little shaky, but that's okay. And it probably will be best if you make sure that the frosting is cold or cool, so it could give a hold. Alright, we're going to rest that to the side, and hopefully you can see through this angle. Camerawoman, you can have this one. She was too excited. Alright, let's start. Let's see if this holds. I'm going to do my corners first, and then I'm going to take my frosting. I'm going to probably put some frosting here. Okay, you can hear her eating. And here, let's stand this one up. Uh-oh, I broke that one. Okay. I think we may have to put some, I made this way too big. I'm going to put it behind each other. And keep twisting your bag to keep all that frosting going downward. Alright, let's see which side. Alright. We are done, and I did it standing up, guys. I was going to do the laid down version, but we are standing up, and here we have it. This is our wall of Jericho, and enjoy. Bon appetit. I hope you guys love this craft. This edible craft is something new. And please send us pictures of what you have done. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook and YouTube at The Triumphant Church of God. And you can also follow us on Instagram at triumphant.youth. And like always, till next week, love you and bye.